Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about something I've been wanting to talk about for ages because I have seen a few different people or a few different YouTubers make videos on anxiety hacks. And when I've seen these videos, I've clicked on them with much skepticism, quite rightly so, because a lot of them are people that maybe don't suffer with general anxiety or an anxiety disorder. They are maybe talking about stress. And stress and anxiety are two very different things if you ask me. Stress is something that everybody deals with, especially today in this day and age. There's so many stresses. We're constantly working, we are constantly trying to run homes, we are constantly trying to eat healthy, we're constantly trying to do all of the things we're meant to be doing, plus having great social lives and taking care of ourselves. Stress is a part of life that we all have to deal with these days and something that I think we definitely need to talk about more and tackle. However, an anxiety I see as something that can be diagnosed. Anxiety is an illness, something that really cripples people's lives. There's many different anxiety disorders that you can have. It's not just anxiety. I think there's lots of different things inside that. I suffer with panic disorder and phobias and OCD and generalised anxiety. So there's lots of different things that I deal with. So I wanted to talk today about actual anxiety hacks for people that have actual anxiety disorders. These are some things my anxiety journey has been like so up and down, and I've thought at times this is definitely what works. But actually I am in a new phase now where I feel like I'm actually doing okay. I'm actually going to a physio appointment in like 15 minutes and I'm going on my own, and that's something I never would have done before. And so I feel like I'm at a point now where I'm starting to tackle things a bit differently, and I think these things are helping, so I want to share them with you. My first anxiety hack is to split the day. If you are waking up and you're actually having a really tough day, this can be a really great thing to do, because I feel like sometimes it's useful for us to have days where we don't do much. But I think if we have whole days that maybe turn into weeks of doing very little, just watching TV or whatever it is, that can make us feel a lot worse. And for a long time I kind of thought actually having days where you just watch TV all day is really good for you, but I've realised they're not very good for you and they actually make me feel a lot worse. However, it is very, very important to rest. And so recently I've been doing a thing where I split my day up into morning, afternoon and evening. And maybe if I'm having a really hard day, I choose two blocks, so say it's morning and evening, that I do nothing and I have completely free and I do whatever I like. And then in the afternoon I do one thing. If it's a really hard day, I'll choose one thing to do. So I split the day into three. I choose two of the segments to do whatever I want to do, whether that's completely just lie on the sofa and watch TV or whatever I want to do. And then in one of the segments I will choose to do cleaning, or I'll choose to do some work, or I will choose to go out of the house, or I'll choose to meet up with friends, whatever it is. If I'm having a kind of anxious day but not too bad, I will choose to fill two of those slots. I usually try and make sure there's one of those slots free every day because I find it difficult to keep going. But some of the days I can have something on in all three segments and that's fine. I don't usually work until afternoon time. I am self-employed and my other job is working in a pub where I start at 12. So usually my mornings are pretty chilled. I will sleep in if I fancy it, or I'll watch TV, or I'll get ready really slowly, whatever it is. But I find splitting the day, so you're not spending a whole day doing nothing, because actually that makes you feel a lot worse. If you're sat by yourself for too long, I find that your thoughts start to run so much more. And some days I still feel like I need a day just to do nothing, but on those days I tend to find that they are worse for my mind. The next anxiety hack is that self-care can sometimes be pushing yourself. I think we're in a zone where we're learning lots more about self-care, but I think sometimes we think self-care is bubble baths and relaxation and all that kind of stuff, which it is, because most people, they need to learn to relax, they need to learn to slow down. But sometimes self-care can be, okay, I know you're really, really nervous about going to work today. I know it's really, really scary, but actually, to take care of myself, I'm going to push myself to do it. I used to think self-care was, okay, you're too scared, go back to the sofa, go back to your comfort. But actually I've realised recently, when I got my new job, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this, blah, 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 blah. And every single day pretty much since I've had this new job, I have felt like I've had to give myself this pep talk. And I've realised that is totally self-care. Looking after yourself and being like, okay, I don't care if you want to go or not, but we're going to go and we're going to try. And if you get to this thing and you're really anxious, if you get to work and you're really not feeling well, you're really anxious, then that's absolutely okay. We can try and take steps to be less anxious, or we can go leave. That's absolutely fine. I always give myself a safety option because I try and be really kind to myself, but I also try and push myself so I'm not stagnant and in the same comfort that I'm always in. My next anxiety hack is Google Maps. Google Maps is the best thing ever, especially for people that are agoraphobic or people that are scared of new situations and new places. Google Maps is the best thing ever. Whenever I am going into town, I usually go to the same place, and that now doesn't really make me too anxious if I'm in the car and if I'm with my dad and all that kind of stuff. But if I'm going somewhere that's new, especially if I'm going overnight, or if I'm going somewhere that I'm really not used to, I will Google Maps it. And you can actually on Google Maps do that Google Earth thing where you actually go into the street and you can see exactly what it's like. You can see the shops nearby, you can look for taxi ranks, you can look for places where you can get the bus, you can look for nearest doctors and pharmacies and hospitals if you want, you can look for places that are nearby that are open, or parks or shops or bookshops, whatever you want. I just think it's the best thing for anxiety, because if you're really nervous about something in a week's time, you can go on Google Maps every day and get used to it and kind of pretend that you're going. Or sometimes what I do is, if I'm going uptown and it's like 20 minutes away, I will start at my house on Google Maps and then go all the way through all the different streets, pretend that I'm driving along and being able to look at my exact journey towards there. I find that really helpful, and it's something that I think a lot of you will find helpful too. My next anxiety hack is CBD. It has changed a lot for me. I wish I'd known about CBD before I started taking antidepressants and stuff like that. If I was a bit younger, before I got prescribed things from the doctors, I wish I'd kind of known about CBD and known that it was a thing. Obviously it's only been made legal recently in the UK, but it's something that I think everybody that has an anxiety disorder should look into. Might not help everybody, but there's loads of different kinds of CBD. I take the drops, so it's just a few drops under my tongue. There's also ones that you can smoke, there's ones that you can vape, there's sweet versions of it. I'd say look into it carefully, because things that look too good to be true with CBD usually are. Things that are more expensive have better quality CBD, and things that are less expensive usually are not good quality, or they don't actually have as much CBD in them as they say. CBD doesn't make you feel drunk or high, doesn't make you feel clouded. It can make you feel a bit more sleepy, but usually for me the best thing that it helps with is the physical symptoms of anxiety, the things like feeling sore and feeling tired and stuff like that. It usually helps with that, so definitely look into CBD. One of my main anxiety tips and hacks is to look after the little anxiety, because I've been working with my therapist for a long time now, and what we've kind of discovered is there's a little tiny part of me, there's a little Emily inside that was traumatised a lot when she was little and is really scared. And what your anxiety is trying to do is it's trying to keep you safe, and the more you push it away and get angry at it and don't listen to it, the more it's going to try and come back with a vengeance and make you listen. So something that's just really changed me so much recently is listening to that little piece of anxiety that's in me and saying, it's going to be okay, I'm listening to you, and we'll take things at your pace and we'll go slowly. And if you're about to do something scary, talking to the little anxiety inside and saying this, explaining it, and kind of being the parent to this anxiety. That's something I can make a whole video on if you're interested in it, but it's something that has massively helped me, and just being at one and being friends with my anxiety and not pushing it away, but instead bringing it in and saying, what do you need? How can I listen to you? How can we do this together? Has been really helpful. And lastly, social media is something I definitely advocate for mental health. I know a lot of people won't, and you have to use it at your own discretion 100%. And if you're in a zone where you feel like it won't help you, you need to use that at your own pace and in your own time and stuff like that. But for me, social media has helped me so much with my mental health. I have met so many people online, a lot of you guys and a lot of people that have their own Instagrams about agoraphobia and anxiety, and it has been so inspiring to see other people and their journeys and them doing well. It's also been great for when I'm in a really bad place and I need some advice, or there's so many people I follow that have agoraphobia that are now travelling and stuff like that, which is so inspiring to me. But also they're very open people, so I can say to them, what steps did you take in the beginning, or whatever it is, I can message them. And a lot of people on Instagram are quite happy to talk to you about your story and stuff like that. There's also loads of positive mental health accounts. Matt Haig's account is fantastic. I love Matt Haig on Instagram, one of my favourite people ever. There's a really, really, really lovely community on social media that is great, especially if you're somebody that doesn't know many people in real life with mental health problems like yours. It can be somewhere that you can go and feel less alone and feel not so like you're the only person with it and that you're the only person that is kind of leading this life. So social media, I would definitely recommend at your own discretion. I know that there's definitely a lot of parts of social media that are definitely far from perfect, so I've made a whole video on that before, so you can go and find that. So they are some anxiety hacks. I have loads more, but I don't want to bombard you in this video. I can make a part 2 if you're interested, and I hope that you can find some balance in these ones, and I hope that you can try and take some of these ones on board, and hopefully they can help you a little bit. These definitely aren't anxiety cures. If somebody says that they can cure your anxiety, if there's anything that comes up that says anxiety cure, it's not true, because anxiety is a complex thing that we need to take little bits out of, and you can maybe take a couple of these tips and maybe some of them won't work for you, and just kind of pick things up along the way. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye!